I'm Aaron Carroll. I'm a professor of pediatrics and one of the leaders of the medical response team for our COVID pandemic here at Indiana University. One of the questions we get all the time is, how do we know this drug is safe if it only has an emergency use authorization and not full FDA approval? Well, it's important to understand that all drugs and vaccines that get approved in the United States have to go through the same kind of study and approval process. First, they go through what's called a phase 1 trial. We get together tens of people, and they're healthy people, and we make sure that the drug is safe when we give it to them. If everything looks good, we send that data, or the drug company sends that data to the FDA, and if the FDA says, yes, it really does look good, drug company starts phase 2 trial. We get together hundreds of people. Now, usually people who might be at high risk for whatever we're trying to prevent or treat. We start looking for safety, continuing to do that, but we also look for some biologic response, making sure that the drug is doing what we think it's going to do. If that looks good, they send it off to the FDA, and if the FDA agrees that everything looks good, they're authorized for a phase 3 trial. Now, this is real research. We're doing randomized controlled trial, likely thousands to tens of thousands of people. We're looking for efficacy. We're looking to make sure that it does what we says it's going to do, and we also look for more safety issues because now we can see rarer events in thousands to tens of thousands of people. Usually you need about 6 months of data. If everything looks good, drug company go to the FDA for approval, where first they're looking at the safety and efficacy data, but they're also negotiating on things about direct-to-consumer marketing. What goes on the label? How does the manufacturing process work? What can they say in advertisements? Well, in a pandemic situation, we don't care about some of that stuff. I mean, we're not doing any direct-to-consumer advertising. We're not marketing it to consumers. We're not putting anything on a label. We're just trying to get it out there as fast as possible. So we don't want to waste time in those kinds of negotiations. Moreover, we know that it's an emergency. So sometimes we make do with, say, 3 months of data if we still feel like in big studies, it looks like it's safe and effective. That's what's happened here. We haven't gone to full FDA approval yet because, again, that's negotiating some things which just aren't in play. And although the drug companies, as far as I know, have turned in the data to the FDA to try to get full FDA approval, they're negotiating on those things. The truth of the matter is that we have more data. More people have taken this drug before, these vaccines, before FDA approval than on almost anything that's ever been approved by the FDA before. Tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of people have taken these vaccines. We have enormous amounts of data on their safety. We have enormous amounts of data on their efficacy. We have studies that have lasted at least 6 months. We have all the data that you would normally get. So they haven't gotten full FDA approval, but on the day that they do, we won't really have any more data about safety and efficacy than we do right now. And I think people can also really be comfortable in the fact that we have more data on safety and efficacy of these vaccines before they get FDA approval than almost anything that's ever come before. Remember that most things for full FDA approval have been studied in thousands to tens of thousands of people for 6 months, say, while in this case we've got hundreds of millions of people who've taken these. We have enormous amounts of data on their safety and efficacy, and they are both safe and efficacious.